Breaking news, One Director star Liam Payne passes away at 31. What we're learning about the singer's death.
Family members of the Menendez brothers are speaking out, calling for their release after new evidence could potentially set them free.
A recall on certain food items may have you thinking twice when grabbing your groceries for the week.
Annenberg TV News is next.
We begin with breaking news. Beloved One Direction singer Liam Payne has died at the age of 31. Hi, I'm Dana Hammerstrom.
And I'm Gaby Medina. Payne fell to his death while visiting Argentina. He was staying at a hotel in Buenos Aires. Authorities there told a local news station that Payne had fallen off the balcony, suffering serious injuries. Authorities are investigating the circumstances and have not made an official cause of death.
And not that I'm that grateful, I absolutely love my life and I love making music now. And that was the most important bit, was going back to the roots of it to find out why it is that I like doing this, why I like making music for you guys. Who am I? What do I actually want to say to you? You know, it's a really privileged position that I'm in right now.
Students shared their reaction to the unexpected and very sad news.
One Direction was a big part of my childhood, and so is Liam Payne, so I'm definitely really sad about it. I feel like it's getting a lot of news coverage really quickly, though, which is kind of surprising to me since I feel like he hasn't really been in the mix for a while.
I'm shocked. He's from One Direction, right? Wait, I didn't know. I just got out of the class. I'm like, he's dead? Huh? Uh-oh. I'm so sorry about that.
I wasn't really very much into One Direction ever. But I thought it was, still it's a pretty recognizable name and face, and to pass in that way was pretty unexpected.
Payne is survived by his 7-year-old son, his parents, and his 2 older sisters.
Free Erik and Lyle. That's the message from the family of the Menendez brothers. The convicted murderers are waiting for a decision that could get them released from prison.
Over time, it became clear that there were 2 other victims there on that day, my cousins Lyle and Erik. If Lyle and Erik's case were heard today, with the understanding we now have about abuse and PTSD, there is no doubt in my mind that their sentencing would have been very different.
The truth is, Lyle and Erik were failed by the very people who should have protected them, by their parents, by the system, by society at large. They have grown, they have changed, and they have become better men despite everything that they've been through. It's time to give them the opportunity to live the rest of their lives free from the shadow of their past.
Erik and Lyle Menendez shot and killed their parents in August of 1989. During their trials in the 1990s, the brothers were convicted and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. They've been behind bars for 35 years. The brothers never denied killing their parents, but said they did so in self-defense. Now prosecutors are reviewing new evidence that may support the brothers' claim that they faced years of abuse at the hands of their father.
Coming from a background of being a victim myself, we didn't talk about this in the 80s. We didn't talk about this in the 90s. Everything was very shameful. But it's not just that they've done the crime, they've done the time. It's called a correctional facility for a reason.
I'm not saying that they're not guilty of what they did. However, for the reasons they did it, they should be granted some type of leniency, I guess. I'm not excusing what they did.
We also spoke to a former district attorney about how this case resurfaced.
Pop culture has or can sometimes be overly suggestive. It can distort reality, and facts and evidence are not always consistent with that, which we view on social media, on Netflix, on TV, on our phones. So there's a risk that it would potentially distort any of the evidence that were determined to be facts. And that's always a great risk for the prosecution given the lapse of time.
LA District Attorney George Gascon is reviewing the new evidence in the Menendez murder case. He is expected to make a decision soon. We have breaking news. The Catholic Archdiocese of Los Angeles has agreed to pay $880 million to settle childhood abuse claims. The settlement involves more than 1,300 victims. Attorneys representing the abuse survivors say it's the largest single child sex abuse settlement with a Catholic archdiocese.
Heads up if you buy ready-to-eat meat products at retailers like Trader Joe's. The USDA has issued a recall for nearly 10 million pounds of meat that may be contaminated with listeria. The distributor Bruce Pack has products in stores like Trader Joe's, Costco, and Target. We spoke with experts about the recall.
On dairy products, for example, listeria can infiltrate dairy operations very easily and therefore lead to spontaneous abortions, not only for cows, but also for humans.
It certainly is concerning when we look at this particular recall because it is ready-to-eat products that are sold at Target and at Trader Joe's, and they're the types of products that very often college students might gravitate towards.
Recalled items at Trader Joe's include the chicken wrap with pesto vinaigrette, chicken chow mein, lemon chicken and arugula salad, and chicken enchiladas verde.
It's very disappointing, and I'm also scared about it just because as college students not having time to get food sometimes, we go to Trader Joe's considering that it's right near our campus. It's very convenient.
It's kind of scary. I hope everything resolves because I know this is not the first time Trader Joe's has had a recall on their items. Good thing I didn't have anything from there, but yeah, I'm concerned for the people that have.
I go there every day. I don't expect to get his listeria. I have midterms to do. I don't have time to suffer from listeria,
In a statement, a rep for Trader Joe's said, in part, quote, "We don't take any chances when it comes to product safety and quality. We err on the side of caution and are proactive in addressing issues. Should a recall become necessary, we waste no time in providing our customers details." Now, the latest on the race for the White House. Zain, we're so glad to have you back with us.
Thank you, Gaby. It's good to be back, and welcome to the conversation with me, your host, Zain Kahn, where we delve into all things politics. The latest buzz, Vice President Kamala Harris's sit-down interview with Fox News.
It was essentially a pathway to citizenship for the elite. Yes, ma'am.
May I finish responding, please? But you have to let me finish.
You had the White House and the House and the Senate, and they didn't bring up that bill.
I'm in the middle of responding to the point you're raising, and I'd like to finish.
Yes, ma'am.
The last Democratic presidential candidate to appear on the conservative network was Hillary Clinton. Harris is on a media blitz targeting more non-traditional outlets. This week, she was on The Shade Room on social media platform and fielded questions from radio personality Charlamagne the God to reach black voters. Last week, she appeared on the Call Your Daddy podcast to appeal to young women. Earlier today, Fox News aired a town hall with former President Donald Trump focusing on women's issues. The special today was taped yesterday, and the topic of abortion took up 50 minutes of the broadcast. Trump responded that he would simply send back the issue to the states. Both candidates are making their final case to voters with just 20 days until election. They will also be focusing on those key battleground states, which could decide the next president of the United States. With that, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Zain. We spoke to first-time voters at USC and Los Angeles City College today about how they're navigating the current political landscape.
I would say that I like to get my news from a variety of sources. Even though I would consider myself pretty left-leaning, I still check Fox News, and I try to rely on a lot of more credible sources as well, just so that I can get the full picture, and I know I'm not getting a biased account, whether it be from the left or from the right.
Because I don't agree with the policies from one candidate. Well, I try to look at multiple sources because you never know what's true.
Here in California, ballot drop-off locations are already open. October 21st is the last day to register to vote in the general election. Voters can cast their ballots in person beginning October 26th. About 41 million people between the ages of 18 and 27 will be eligible to vote in November. With the close election, the votes of young people will be a deciding factor.
USC has a new organization, the Undocumented Trojans Student Assembly. Diana Cervantes, the co-executive director of UTSA, has joined us to tell us more about it. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So first, we kind of want to understand, you used to be an RSO and now you're an assembly. Can you talk about what that transition is like?
Yeah, so we were formerly known as Ideas at USC.
and we transitioned. We're in a trial semester under the undergraduate student government, and that just means having more visibility on campus as well as more access to resources.
Absolutely, yeah. And this whole week is Undocumented Students Week at USC. Can you kind of talk more about what kind of events you've got going on for students?
Yeah, so we want to focus a lot on just bringing awareness and advocacy for the undocumented population. So we had a banner drop on Tuesday, and today we had someone who's undocumented and was a transfer student talk about her journey. And tomorrow we have a Know Your Rights workshop, and then on Friday we have a wellness festival, just an opportunity to heal your inner child and just focus on mental health.
I definitely need to attend that. That sounds wonderful.
You should come.
Do you have a physical space on campus, or still working on that?
We don't, and I think that's a big part of our advocacy. A lot of colleges, especially in California, do have a dream center, and that's something that we've been trying to get at USC, and it's very important that if the institution is admitting these students, they should be providing the necessary resources.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Our first couch interview. Very nice to meet you, Diana, and good luck with the rest of your week.
Thank you.
All right. This week, UTSA is hosting the Undocumented Student Action Week. They call it, quote, a week of collaboration and advocacy focused on supporting undocumented students, dreamers, and allies. Additionally, there are several events for undocumented students going on this week. Tomorrow, there will be a Know Your Rights workshop from 1 to 2:30. On October 18th, the club is hosting a wellness festival at Party Plaza, and this is all from their website, UndocuTrojans, on Instagram.
A group of workers, video game workers, are on strike asking to level up protections against AI. And Levy Library turns the big 3 out today, and the celebration was no silent library.
And a pumpkin that's breaking records and making a ton of noise. Next on ATVN.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latina voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all. Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dime la Hora.
Radio and podcasting.
Comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo. We have it all.
Dímelo. We have it all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with Chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls. There's even a chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
The Chia Pet and Chia Tree are available at Kmart, Rite Aid, Ames, and Woolworth. Makes a great gift.
Dozens of video game workers were back on the picket line this morning outside Warner Brothers studio in Burbank. The workers have been on strike since July, and they are asking for artificial intelligence protections, especially for voiceover and motion capture workers. The workers want guarantees that the companies will obtain their consent before using AI to recreate their voices and images.
Brings their voice or their movement to life, getting proper coverage and coverage in the form of consent, transparency, and compensation for the use of this tool that now exists that didn't exist before, that can make more of our performance like us.
Years of training that you did, right, belong to us. We have your motion, and we can use it however we want, whenever we want, without compensating you or without your position. Mwahaha.
Both sides are scheduled to go back to the bargaining table on October 23rd. Negotiations have been going on for nearly 2 years. And right now, Levy Library is celebrating their 30th anniversary today on campus. Annenberg Media's Marissa Russ is there live to show us what's happening. Marissa?
That's right, Gaby. The Levy Library celebrated its 30th anniversary right outside the main doors behind me. The library opened in 1994 and has been a cornerstone of campus ever since. Levy Library's theme for its 30th year is Level Up. The theme is a nod to all of the changes the library has gone through and is a celebration of the library's future. President Carol Folt attended the celebration and praised the many things the library offers students.
About those of you who have really given to this, it is such a gift. It's also been called a good place to have self-introspection, to study, and sometimes to do last-minute cram sessions. We also give out pizza here at the end of the term every year, right here in front of Levy Library, to catch them in and out on their studying.
So, what was life like in 1994? Most currently enrolled Trojans weren't even alive, so they have no clue. Stephen B. Sample was the 10th USC president. Boyz II Men had the #1 hit song. The Lion King was the top-grossing movie, and USC football was ranked 2nd in the Pac-10. Wow, can someone please take us back? Student group USC Students for Justice in Palestine was also at the event. The group held signs saying USC funds genocide during speeches. The group has had a consistent presence on campus ever since the 2024 valedictorian Asna Tabassum was not allowed to speak at last year's commencement ceremony. The celebration certainly marked important events in USC's past, present, and future. I know I will always remember my walks back to my freshman dorm after a late night at studying at Levy Library. For Annenberg Media, I'm Marissa Russ.
Thanks, Marissa. And if you're a fan of astronomy, get ready to wake up bright and early tomorrow to witness another supermoon. And yes, you are right. It's only been a month since the last one, but we will experience this phenomenon again at 4 a.m. Thursday. But this time, it's even closer. This supermoon will be 20 kilometers closer to Earth than last month. It's expected to reach peak illumination in Los Angeles at 4:26 a.m. tomorrow and will appear full until Friday morning, according to NASA. A supermoon is 14% bigger and 30% brighter compared to when the moon is furthest away. Now, a supermoon also means bigger waves due to a slightly stronger gravitational pull on Earth, so let's see if the weather is good for catching those waves. Looking out on our sky cam around the village, it seems like we see Trojans wearing hoodies and also shorts, so honestly, I'm getting a mixed reviews over here. Let's see what the weather is like today and the rest of this week with Weather with Mac. Hi, that's Weather with Mac again, and I'm your host, Makayla Idelburg. Let's start off with today's current conditions. Looking over, we have a chilling 66 degrees and a 76% humidity. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I certainly don't want to be in Santa Monica water, Venice water, Manhattan water, whatever beach you surf at, I don't want to be there. Let's see if that continues for the rest of the week with our 5-day forecast. Now, you see we have a trend from Thursday to Saturday being in the 70s and then also in the low 60s, except for Friday we get a little cooler with a low of 58 degrees, but we bump it up on Sunday and Monday into next week with a high of 84 on Sunday and a low of 63, and then Monday having that high of 86 and a low of 64. So maybe there will be some surfing weather in our near future. Now, I've been talking about a lot of big things lately, big moon, big waves, but Dana and Gaby, I heard there's some other big things in the area. Back to you guys.
It's true, Makayla. The Great Pumpkin came early to Half Moon Bay last weekend. Meet Rudy. She's a 2,471-pound pumpkin all the way from Minnesota. Last weekend, she was crowned the winner of the annual Half Moon Bay Pumpkin Festival World Way Off. And while Rudy didn't break the world record, she did break the bank. At $9 per pound, grower Travis Ginger will pocket over $22,000. Rudy and her Gourdzilla friends will be on display until the end of the week.
Football's traveling nearly 3,000 miles this weekend for its last East Coast game of the season. It's that time of year again. Men's basketball tipped off their season last night with a dominant win at home. And the Dodgers are still in it. Stay tuned for live updates of Game 3 of the NLCS here on ATVN.
Bonjour, je suis le grand musique. Je suis la jeune fille.
Yes, that's French they're speaking. And no, these children aren't French. They're American. And they've acquired their amazing new language skills from Muzzy, the remarkable new video language program for children developed by the British Broadcasting Corporation. With this unique BBC language course, children learn a second language with incredible ease. 4 delightful videos quickly become their favorite TV show and teaches children the same way they learned English. Learning another language becomes fun. You'll be amazed when your children begin speaking and understanding their new language from the very first day through this unique method. The entire course, 4 videos, 2 audio cassettes, the activity book, and the parent's guide and answer book is available in French, Spanish, Italian, or German.
To order, use your credit card and call this number. We'll ship and charge you $28.08 a month for 6 months. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call 1-800-424-0700.
Okay, this stuff is really amazing. I mean, I put it in my mouth and I taste watermelon, but it's not just that. I taste strawberry too, but it's kind of like a watermelon-y strawberry put together. Hey, hang on. Sorry about that. And the bubbles are really awesome. I mean, that's why they call it Max. I guess, obviously, that sort of makes sense once you think about it. Oh, I'm Dan, and that's Chuck.
Hubba Max, a whole new kind of bubble. Hey!
Welcome back to ATVN Sports. I'm Ben Cohen.
And I'm Riley Sager. Now is typically the time we discuss football, but today we're tipping off our show with the incredible exhibition match from men's basketball last night. Forward St. Thomas made his Trojan debut, proving himself on both sides of the ball with 21 points and 6 defensive rebounds in just 20 minutes. Guard Desmond Claude followed with 6 points of his own.
The thing that to me that's most impressive about St. Thomas is he only took 8 shots, and super effective in late shot clock, and he can rebound the ball, he can pass the ball, he can dribble the ball. But St. literally played 5 positions for us. Other than Cody Martin, I haven't had anybody be able to do that.
The Trojans have another exhibition game next Saturday against Gonzaga in preparation for their first regular season game November 4th.
Well, we have to talk about it. Things have gone from bad to worse for 3-3 USC football. The Trojans officially lost outside linebacker Eric Gentry and defensive end Anthony Lucas for the rest of the season. Lucas suffered an initial leg injury last week in Minnesota, then aggravated it on Saturday against Penn State.
Yeah, Anthony had to have a procedure done this morning on his leg, so we won't have him anymore this year. Hate it for Anthony because he was really, he'd really improved. He'd had a really strong impact on our defense, but he's in a good frame of mind. We'll be excited to get him back next year and get him rolling and build on all the progress he made.
Gentry, meanwhile, announced yesterday via social media that he will be redshirting this season after suffering multiple concussions in a short period of time. Quote, after thoughtful consideration and discussions with my family and the coaching staff, I know it's the right choice for my well-being and long-term health. The senior has been as dependable as anyone on USC's defense since 2022, playing 23 games for the Trojans over the past 2 seasons. He led this year's team in tackles for loss, and sacks before his injury. By redshirting, Gentry will extend his eligibility to next year. Until then, there will be ample opportunities for his teammates.
Certainly look at some of the young guys, Cam Fountain, Cohen, and guys like that have been working behind the scenes and been part of that development that we've been pushing so hard.
Riley's Trojans will look to collect their first away win in the Big Ten this Saturday and end their 2-game losing streak against Maryland.
Number 3 men's water polo is making a splash this season with an overall 14-2 record. USC has defeated every non-top 3 team it's encountered this season, including an overtime win against number 2 Stanford last month. The Trojans have remained at either number 2 or number 3 since the start of the season, but have yet to claim real estate in the number 1 spot. Catch them in the pool right now, actually, against Princeton, and again on Saturday for USC senior night against crosstown rival UCLA. The team will be seeking a revenge victory after the Bruins drowned its 10-game winning streak earlier in the season.
Well, the MLB Championship Series are underway. You might have to check that watch for a score update for the Dodgers and the Mets. The Yankees lead the Guardians 2-0 in the American League, but the drama's on the other side of the bracket, where the Dodgers and the Mets are tied at 1 game apiece. As the series goes cross-country to New York, check out what happened last time the Mets were at Citi Field.
Swing and a drive towards the gap in right center. It's pretty deep. It's back near the wall. It's gone. It's gone. Francisco Lindor. He may have just outdone himself. He has hit a grand slam.
Thanks to Lindor's clutch home run, the Mets have won both of their playoff contests at Citi Field this season. Game 3 is underway at Citi Field, and Lindor is up again with the bases loaded. The Dodgers are up 2-0. And crazy stat, the Dodgers have the best record in the MLB this season when scoring first, and the Mets have the best record in the MLB this season when the opponent scores first. So Riley, I ask you, who has more pressure?
Oh, I don't know if pressure is the right word. In terms of players, we know Ohtani's at the top of the lineup. Going into it, he was 0 for 19 with empty bases, 6 for 8 with people on bases. So I think there was some incentive for him to get some early action, get some hits going. You just mentioned the stat. It's crazy. I think kind of cancels it out, but Dodgers up. We'll have to see what happens.
Well, we'll see if we get back to Los Angeles for a Game 6, but that's all the time we have for ATVN Sports. I'm Ben Cohen.
And I'm Riley Sager. Now I got to go run over to water polo, but Dana, what kind of pop culture news are viewers getting today?
You like listening to Club Classics? The Sweat Tour with Charlie XCX and Troye Sivan arrives to LA. Stay tuned for dance moves.
Let me tell you how we amplify our Latine voices. Check out Dímelo. We have it all.
Deportes.
Entertainment. Noticias. ¿Qué tal? Soy Mariela Gómez y bienvenidos a Dime la Hora.
Radio and podcasting.
Comida y cultura. Digital social media.
¿A qué equipo le vas tú? LA Galaxy o LAFC? Dímelo is the only Latina-focused media outlet at USC. Dímelo. We have it all.
Dímelo. We have it all.
Want quality name brand carpet for less?
Call Empire and you can get quality carpet at the lowest price guaranteed. And no payments for 1 year.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
I've replaced your shoelaces with fruit by the foot.
So you did. I replaced your fingers with fruit by the foot.
Bravo. I've replaced your bones with fruit by the foot.
Indeed you have. I replaced your guitar strings with fruit by the foot.
Seems like a step backwards, but alright. I've replaced your DNA with fruit by the foot. That would be end the game, my friend.
Fruit by the foot. Fruit flavored.
Do you feel the rush? Tonight, Charlie XCX and Troye Sivan play their second night at the Kia Forum on what they are calling the Sweat Tour. Last night, Kesha and Tate McRae appeared as special guests, and Shy Girl opened the show. XCX and Sivan first collaborated in 2018. They began their current joint tour in April, and it's set to wrap in October at the Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. We spoke to a student who attended the concert last night.
I think she resonates with us so much because she's pretty unserious. I don't know if she really takes herself too seriously, and she's just a lot of fun. So I think she resonates with us because it's music that you can just, like, you don't care who's watching, you can just dance to, and it's just fun. Charlie with Brat really embraced the kind of hyper pop genre. You know, even my parents are like, what is Brat? And I've had to explain it to them because Brat's been on different news channels, it's been parodied by SNL, like.
Charlie's latest album, Brat, has been making waves not only in the music industry, but also in pop culture and politics. The term Brat Summer was even used by Vice President Kamala Harris on social media to appeal to young voters in the presidential campaign. The Sweat Tour has one last performance tonight in LA before moving to San Diego. Thank you so much for watching Annenberg TV News. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Gaby Medina.
And I'm Dana Hammerstrom. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Good night.